When I aired the strange audio file labeled Final Broadcast, I thought it was a prank. But now the whispers won't stop, shadows are moving where they shouldn't, and people who listened that night are vanishing. I unleashed something, and it's coming for me next. Red FM was a dying station in the middle of nowhere. Most of its programming was outdated, the signal barely reached beyond the county, and the only callers were lonely insomniacs or conspiracy theorists. I worked the overnight shift, mostly for the quiet. That night started like any other, static filling the gaps between my playlist of old rock songs and half-hearted ads for local diners. At 1:07 a.m., an email popped into the station's inbox. The subject line read, Final Broadcast. There was no text, just an audio file attached. Normally, I would have ignored it, but something about the title made me curious. The file was short, just over 3 minutes, and the waveform looked strange, jagged in places where it should have been smooth. Against my better judgment, I clicked play. At first, it was nothing but white noise, faint whispers buried beneath it. Then came a distorted voice. Low, gravelly, and layered, like 3 people speaking at once. This is your warning. Listen closely. The silence is coming, and it will take everything. The file ended abruptly. I shrugged it off as a prank and, feeling bold, decided to air it live. Maybe it would spark some late-night chatter among our handful of listeners. 5 minutes after playing the file, the first call came in. Turn it off, a woman whispered. Please, turn it off. Ma'am, the broadcast already ended, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. No, she hissed. It hasn't. The line went dead. Over the next hour, the calls kept coming. People complained of unbearable headaches, strange shadows moving across their walls, and whispers they couldn't block out. I started feeling it too, a pressure building behind my eyes, like someone was pressing their thumbs into my skull. Then the studio lights flickered. The monitors froze, and the same distorted voice from the audio file filled the room. You shouldn't have listened. You shouldn't have shared. Now it's too late. The static rose to a deafening roar, and for a split second, I thought I saw something on the monitor. A figure, tall and shadowed, its face a blur of static. And then, everything went silent. The station stayed dead for hours, no signal, no response from the tech team. When the sun rose, I left the studio and drove home, my head pounding. But the whispers didn't stop. Now, days later, I haven't slept. I see shadows moving in the corners of my room, and the static follows me everywhere. The worst part? People in town are disappearing, listeners who called in that night. This isn't just a warning. It's a curse, and I brought it to all of us. Want part 2? Comment part 2 and like and follow to not miss out.